In the world of the young and the restless, few families are as entangled in love, betrayal, and dark secrets as the Abbott family. As relationships evolve and old wounds are reopened, new revelations come to light that could change the future of everyone involved. This chapter in Genoa City delves into the heart of the Abbott family, particularly Tracy Abbott, as she faces not only a potential engagement but the terrifying knowledge that her life may be more entangled with dark secrets than she could have ever imagined. Ashley's hidden investigation. Ashley Abbott, always the protective sister, has a deep love for her family, but she's also a shrewd businesswoman and a woman of secrets. When she begins to suspect that Alan Laurent, Tracy's potential suitor, may not be the man he appears to be, she digs deeper into his past. As Ashley uncovers startling information, she is thrown into a web of lies that threatens to tear apart not just Tracy's relationship, but the Abbott family as a whole. Ashley learns that Alan may not only be hiding his true identity but could also be secretly connected to Diane, a man with a shadowy past and a dangerous reputation. The shocking revelation is that Alan and Diane were once lovers, partners in a covert relationship that has remained hidden from the world for years. Their romantic history was buried deep in the past, but it seems that the flames of their passion may have never fully extinguished. The possibility that they have been secretly rekindling their affair behind the backs of everyone, especially Tracy, is something Ashley cannot ignore. With her loyalty to her family in mind, Ashley faces a difficult decision: should she reveal this explosive information to Tracy and Jack, or should she keep the secret to protect Tracy from the heartache that's sure to follow? As Ashley grapples with the truth, she knows she must act quickly before Tracy gets too involved with Alan. The thought of her sister potentially marrying a man who could still be in love with someone as dangerous as Damien is more than Ashley can bear. But her investigation uncovers even darker possibilities. Could Alan's motives for pursuing Tracy be more than just love? Could it be that he is trying to escape from his past with Damien, or worse, using Tracy for a more sinister purpose? Tracy's crossroads. Tracy Abbott has always been the emotional heart of the Abbott family. As the eldest sister, she has witnessed countless family dramas and been the quiet observer in many ways. However, Tracy is no longer the passive participant in her own story. She has found love again, in the form of Alan Laurent. Despite the shock of her past relationships and family complications, Tracy has allowed herself to dream of a future with Alan. After all, he has been kind, supportive, and seemingly genuine. When Alan proposes, Tracy is overwhelmed with emotion. She wants to believe that this is her chance at happiness, a new beginning after the trials of her past. But the weight of the proposal also forces Tracy to face difficult truths. She knows the significance of this moment in her life, and as much as she longs for the love Alan offers, she cannot ignore the nagging feeling that something isn't quite right. Tracy knows she must think carefully before making such a life-altering decision. Could the man she's planning to marry have a secret, a dangerous past that could destroy everything she holds dear? Tracy's inner turmoil deepens as Ashley's revelations begin to make her question Alan's true intentions. Is he simply a man in love, or is he hiding a darker side? She takes time to reflect, carefully weighing her options. Tracy is not someone who rushes into decisions, especially not when it comes to matters of the heart. She knows that announcing her engagement could change everything: her family, her reputation, and the future she envisions for herself. Ultimately, Tracy makes the painful decision to delay announcing her engagement to her family. She realizes she needs more time to process the information Ashley has uncovered and to come to terms with the truth about Alan's past. As much as she wants to move forward, Tracy understands that she cannot do so blindly. The future of her relationship with Alan remains uncertain, but the future of her family could very well hinge on the choices she makes in the coming days. While Tracy grapples with her emotions and confusion, her brother Jack Abbott faces his own turmoil. Jack has always been fiercely protective of Tracy, perhaps more so than anyone else in their family. He has watched over her, supported her, and, at times, shielded her from the harsh realities of the world. As her potential marriage to Alan looms closer, Jack becomes increasingly concerned. His protective instincts flare up, and his insecurities about losing his sister to another man surface. As the tangled web of secrets, lies, and power plays continues to unfold in The Young and the Restless, the Abbott family finds itself on the precipice of dramatic change. Tracy's potential engagement to Alan is shrouded in uncertainty, with revelations about his past threatening to destroy everything she has worked for. Jack's insecurities, Ashley's investigation, and the looming threat of Alan's dark past all lead to a volatile future for the Abbott family. Meanwhile, the Newman family faces its own challenges, with Adam trying to prepare Victor for the coming storm from Abbott Communications. As Genoa City's most powerful families collide, the consequences of their actions will ripple through the city, leaving nothing unchanged. In the world of The Young and the Restless, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Secrets, betrayals, and the pursuit of power drive the lives of its residents, and the truth always seems to come at a cost. What will Tracy choose? Will Jack's fears drive a wedge between the Abbott siblings? And can the Newman family survive the coming threat? Only time will tell. In the ever-turbulent world of The Young and the Restless, no family is safe from secrets, betrayals, and the constant pull of love and duty. The Abbott family, with all their intricate relationships and unresolved tensions, is about to face a new chapter that promises to stir up old fears and new uncertainties. As the drama unfolds, Tracy Abbott finds herself at the center of a whirlwind, with love on one side, familial loyalty on the other, and the shadow of dark secrets looming over her future. Ashley's secret investigation. It all begins with Ashley Abbott, the ever-protective sister, who can't shake off her concerns about Tracy's potential engagement to Alan Laurent. Alan, a man with a mysterious past, has captured Tracy's heart, and while he seems like a perfect match on the surface, Ashley suspects that there is more to the story than meets the eye. Tracy, vulnerable and open to love once again after the disappointments of her past, has become enchanted by Alan's charm and sincerity. However, Ashley is not so easily swayed. With her sharp instincts honed over years of navigating the treacherous waters of family business and personal relationships, Ashley begins to dig into Alan's background. What she uncovers sends chills down her spine. Could Alan be hiding something that could jeopardize not only Tracy's happiness but her safety as well? As Ashley digs deeper, she uncovers a connection between Alan and a man named Martin Laurent, who has been linked to several dark events in the past. She becomes convinced that Alan is not who he claims to be. Could he really be Martin's twin brother, a man who was presumed dead for years? And if so, what does that mean for Tracy? As Ashley pieces together the puzzle, she uncovers unsettling details about Alan's past. Details that suggest he might not be the trustworthy, loving man he appears to be. Ashley decides to confront Alan, forcing him to reveal the truth about his connection to Martin Laurent. Alan, caught off guard by the investigation, has no choice but to confess. But is he truly the man Tracy believes him to be, or is he hiding a far darker side that could tear her life apart? Amidst the growing tension, Alan is resolute in his love for Tracy. He is convinced that she is the one he wants to spend his life with, and he is prepared to propose to her, on his terms. Alan makes it clear to Tracy that he will marry her if he believes she will accept his proposal, but he does not want to rush her into a decision. He knows that Tracy's heart has been scarred in the past, and he wants to give her the time she needs to make an informed choice. Tracy, moved by Alan's sincerity but still conflicted by the secrets she has uncovered, is faced with a monumental decision. As she contemplates her future, Tracy knows she must make a choice between her love for Alan and the doubts that have been planted by Ashley's investigation. She decides to take a step back, carefully considering the consequences of her decision. Tracy may be on the verge of announcing her engagement, but the weight of her choices begins to feel heavier with each passing day. Jack, ever the complicated figure in Tracy's life, struggles with his own feelings of insecurity. Jack has always been protective of Tracy, but as her relationship with Alan deepens, he can't help but feel threatened. Could Tracy really marry Alan and leave him behind? Jack's fears grow, and in a moment of vulnerability, he confesses to Diane that he is deeply concerned about the potential marriage between Tracy and Alan. Jack's confession reveals more than just his insecurities about Tracy's future. He is worried about the ripple effects that a marriage to Alan could have on the entire Abbott family. As Jack admits to Diane, he has never fully trusted Alan, and he fears that Tracy is rushing into something she might regret. Despite his outward support for Tracy's happiness, Jack's own feelings of possessiveness and fear of losing his sister begin to take center stage. Could Jack's insecurities drive a wedge between him and Tracy? Will his concerns force Tracy to reconsider her engagement, or will she forge ahead despite the doubts he has planted in her mind? As Jack's fears grow, the family dynamic becomes more complicated, and Tracy finds herself at a crossroads. She must now choose not only between Alan and the life she envisions with him, but also between the competing loyalties to her brother and her heart. The dark past of Martin Laurent. The plot thickens as the possibility arises that Alan might not be the man he claims to be. If he is truly Martin Laurent's twin, the implications are terrifying. Martin, a man with a history of criminal behavior and dangerous connections, could be lurking behind the scenes, pulling strings, and manipulating events for his own gain. If Alan is in fact Martin's twin, it would mean that Tracy has been unknowingly courting a man with a dark, possibly violent, past. The revelation that Alan could be Martin's twin raises unsettling questions about his true intentions. If Martin is alive, what is his role in all of this? Is Alan merely an innocent man trying to escape his past, or is he deeply involved in the same sinister activities that have haunted the Laurent family for years? To make matters worse, the possibility exists that Martin is behind the disturbing treatment of Sharon and Phyllis, two women whose lives have been marred by psychological manipulation and trauma. Could Alan, or the man he truly is, have played a role in these dark events? As the truth begins to surface, it becomes clear that Tracy's engagement to Alan could have far-reaching consequences, not just for her, but for everyone around her. In the midst of all the personal turmoil, Adam Newman, ever the calculating strategist, sees the threat posed by Abbott Communications. As the Newman family battles for control of their empire, Adam becomes increasingly concerned about the role Billy Abbott and his company will play in the future of the Newman family business. With Abbott Communications gaining strength, Adam realizes that Victor may not fully understand the scope of the threat they pose. Adam knows that Victor's typical approach to business is ruthless, but he also understands that his father may not be as prepared for the changing landscape as he thinks. Adam issues a warning to Victor, urging him to take Abbott Communications seriously and to adjust his strategy accordingly. However, Victor's pride and stubbornness may prevent him from fully embracing his son's advice. Could this tension between father and son lead to a deeper rift in the Newman family, especially as Victor continues to dismiss Adam's warnings? As the battle between the Newmans and the Abbotts heats up, Victor must decide whether to trust his son's strategy or continue down his own path. But with so much at stake, Victor may find himself questioning whether he has underestimated the potential threat posed by Abbott Communications, and the role Adam might play in the battle to come. Conclusion: the road ahead as the twists and turns of The Young and the Restless continue to unfold, Tracy's future remains uncertain. With Ashley's investigation into Alan's past, Jack's confession, and the looming possibility that Alan may be hiding a dark secret, Tracy finds herself caught in a web of lies, love, and betrayal. Meanwhile, the Newman family faces its own internal battles, as Adam tries to prepare Victor for the dangers posed by Abbott Communications. In Genoa City, no one is safe from the consequences of their actions. Will Tracy find the happiness she seeks with Alan, or will the dark past of the Laurent family come back to haunt her? And as the battle between the Newmans and the Abbotts intensifies, who will emerge victorious in the fight for power and control? Only time will tell what the future holds for these beloved characters, and what price they will pay for their choices. As the drama unfolds in Genoa City, a new chapter begins for Tracy Abbott. For years, Tracy has been a pillar of strength in her family, but recently, her love life has taken an unexpected turn. Her relationship with Alan Laurent, a man who has been both a supportive friend and a potential romantic partner, has become a central point of tension and intrigue. Behind the scenes, Ashley Abbott, ever the protector of her family's interests, begins to grow suspicious of Alan's intentions. While Tracy has been swept up in the possibility of a new chapter with Alan, Ashley can't help but feel there is something more to the story. Determined to protect her sister from potential heartbreak, Ashley starts a secret investigation into Alan's past, hoping to uncover any secrets he may be hiding. She knows that Tracy deserves nothing less than complete honesty, especially if she is to take the next step with Alan. As Ashley digs deeper, she uncovers a series of secrets about Alan's past that could potentially change everything for Tracy. Whether it's the hidden baggage from his previous relationships or a deep connection to someone in the past that could threaten their future, Ashley is convinced that Alan isn't as open as he seems. She feels conflicted. On one hand, she wants to protect Tracy, but on the other, she realizes that Tracy must make her own decisions. Ashley decides to approach Alan privately, revealing what she has discovered and forcing him to confront his past. Despite the secrets surrounding him, Alan is certain of one thing: he wants to marry Tracy. The moment has arrived when Alan must decide if he is ready to take the plunge, not just with Tracy, but with the entire Abbott family. When he confesses his love for Tracy, he makes it clear that he will only propose if he believes she will accept. The stakes are high. Alan knows Tracy has been through a lot, and he doesn't want to rush her into anything, especially considering the complicated family dynamics surrounding her. Alan's honesty and sincerity in this moment are undeniable. He has no intention of pressuring Tracy, but the question of whether she will accept his proposal weighs heavily on him. As he contemplates the next steps in their relationship, he can only hope that Tracy's heart will be open to the possibility of a future with him. Tracy's internal struggle. Tracy, on the other hand, is caught in a whirlwind of emotions. Her heart is torn between the hope of a fresh start with Alan and the lingering doubts that have plagued her in the past. As much as she wants to embrace the idea of a new beginning, she can't help but feel the weight of her history, her family's expectations, and the intense scrutiny of the Abbott legacy. Will Alan's proposal be the one to finally break the cycle of uncertainty, or will Tracy find herself once again at a crossroads? In the days following their conversation, Tracy does a lot of soul-searching. She knows she can't make this decision lightly, and she realizes that the next steps in her life will have lasting consequences, not just for her, but for her entire family. She decides to take the time she needs, but she is also clear with Alan that she will soon be announcing their engagement to those closest to her. This decision gives her a sense of empowerment, but it also creates even more questions for everyone involved. Jack's confession. Just as Tracy is on the verge of announcing her engagement, Jack Abbott's world begins to crumble. His relationship with Diane Jenkins, his ex-wife, is already fragile, and when Jack confesses to Diane something that could have major repercussions on Tracy's future, it sends shockwaves through the family. Jack, known for his complicated love life, admits to Diane that he is deeply concerned about the possibility of Tracy and Alan getting married. Jack's confession comes as a surprise to everyone. He claims that his fears aren't necessarily about Tracy's happiness, but rather about the potential fallout from such a union. Jack's insecurities and unresolved feelings for his sister are beginning to resurface. Despite his outward appearance of support, he can't help but feel threatened by the idea of Tracy moving forward with someone else, especially if that someone is Alan. Jack knows how hard Tracy has fought for her happiness, and he's terrified that the man she's chosen might not be the one who truly deserves her. Jack's insecurity and the future. As Jack's confession to Diane unfolds, it becomes clear that his concerns go beyond the surface. His rivalry with Alan, which has been simmering for years, now reaches a boiling point. Jack fears that if Tracy marries Alan, it will change the dynamic of their entire family. The idea of losing Tracy, even to a man who clearly loves her, is something Jack can't fully accept. His insecurities threaten to derail everything, not just for Tracy and Alan but for the entire Abbott family. Jack's fears are not without merit. As much as he wants to be there for Tracy, he is also grappling with the fear of being overshadowed by Alan's presence in her life. The family dynamics have always been complex, but now, with Alan on the scene, Jack feels as if his place in Tracy's life is being threatened. It's a harsh realization, one that Jack is struggling to accept. But will his fears be enough to stop Tracy from finding happiness with Alan? Only time will tell. Will Tracy choose to embrace the future with Alan, or will Jack's feelings and the complex family dynamics tear them apart? As always in Genoa City, nothing is ever as simple as it seems, and the future remains uncertain for the Abbott family.